I will be interviewing one of my old high school friend, Michael Vicencio. He is a first generation Filipino American. What's your full name?
Michael Cedric Vicencio.
Where were you born and raised?
I was born in the Philippines and I was raised in San Francisco.
How many languages do you currently speak, and what are they?
Two, English and Tagalog.
How many people are in your family, including yourself?
7,
How many people live in your household with you?
4.
Can you name them all?
My mom, my older sister, my younger brother, and I.
Okay. How long have you been in the United States?
About 11 years.
When did you migrate here?
On March 8th, 2005.
Did you have family here in the U.S. or back in the Philippines?
I have families on both. My dad's side mainly in the Philippines and my mom's side here in the U.S.
Did anything influence your family to move to the state?
Um, my mom just wanted more opportunities when we grow up, so she wanted to move here to the U.S. instead of the Philippines.
When you migrated here with your family, did you or your family have any struggles or obstacles they had to overcome?
Yes, it took a few years to get our. They had to verify our passport because they said my mom and my grandma who was trying to petition us didn't look alike, or we were doing some kind of fraud. So it took a while. So that was a big struggle. In terms of getting to the United States, it took a lot longer than it had to because there were so many tests and verification. That's it.
Now we will be talking about life in the United States. Okay, Michael, what high school did you attend here?
I went to Burton High School in San Francisco.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2012.
What are you doing now? Are you working or are you going to school?
I currently attend San Francisco State University and I work part time.
What major are you consider pursuing at San Francisco State?
I am doing a health education major.
What made you want to major in that certain career path?
I was always interested in like living healthy. I didn't want to do something in nursing like what many Filipinos do. Um, Being in health ed major, there's also a lot more to do than just kind of working in a hospital. I didn't want to be in a hospital setting, so that's a big factor why I chose health ed.
How have you adapted to living in the United States so far? Was it difficult for you to adjust to life?
It was hard, especially when I was younger. I only knew the basics of English. So right when we moved there as well, we had to go straight to school. So we were taught in English right away. Um, I was able to understand, I was able to manage, but kind of communicating was a difficult part. So I read a lot, watched a lot of television just to see how people spoke. Um, and yeah,
Okay. Um, living in the United States, would you consider your family as lower income status, middle class, or one of the few wealthy ones?
we're definitely not the wealthy one. uh, so low middle class, I would say.
um, do you have any hobbies?
I usually like to go swimming. I learned swimming at City College, and then I do it as a hobby at SF State.
Okay. Do you have any plans or goals you would like to accomplish in the future?
Hopefully, within the next year, I'm able to graduate from college, which would be the first from my family.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. Now we will be talking about being a Filipino American in the United States. Have you noticed any racial stereotype that has affected you? And if you did, what were they?
I wouldn't necessarily say it affected me in a big manner, but I whenever I meet people and they ask me about my major, they always assume I'm a nursing major, which is like a Filipino stereotype. I'm not a nursing major. and by any means, I would not become a nurse, just because I don't like that. Not my path.
um, have you had any racial issues or discrimination against you because of your ethnicity?
It's more of like an Asian thing, but I remember when I was a freshman in high school, my PE teacher asked me if I something. He made a joke about it about eating dogs. That's maybe another one, but that's the best one I can come up with.
Yeah, that's like for every Asian,
Yeah.
right? um, okay, were you able to retain your Filipino identity? So, per se, like Filipino culture, language, stuff like that?
Yes, I mean, I still speak fluent Tagalog. I could still read. In some sense, we have kept our traditions, so Filipino cooking as well. My mom would always cook traditional Filipino food. We'll make desserts as well. And language, we talk Tagalog at home pretty much every day. It's now Taglish, so a mixture of English and Tagalog. Um, but with my mom, I just uh, talk to her in full Tagalog.
Okay. Um, did you adapt to any other tradition and cultures?
I would say yes. There's a lot of things in San Francisco. For one, there's a lot of I think eating more vegetables. Traditional Filipino cooking always contains meat, so having like vegetarian dishes or even vegan dishes is something that we started getting accustomed to. Um, and yeah, traditional actually also other American stuff. We started celebrating Thanksgiving. We don't usually have Thanksgiving in the Philippines.
That's true. We don't really celebrate Thanksgiving
Yeah,
either.
but we kind of like get
Yeah.
together anyway.
Okay. Do you feel like there's a lifestyle that you can live in the United States that you could not have in the Philippines?
Definitely. For one, technology wise, they still have a lot of flip phones in the Philippines. Or when the last time I visited last summer, no, I don't think anyone had any iPhones. So in terms of like technological differences, I probably don't. People don't have cameras. Their Wi-Fi is incredibly slow as well. So technology wise, they're not that advanced. So I wouldn't have Facebook or Snapchat.
Okay. Uh, okay. As you mentioned earlier, you went back to the Philippines for vacation last summer. What was your experience like?
It was great. It was my first time being back after 10 years.
Did homesickness or nostalgia hit you? What did you like most about going back?
Uh, the food, being able to taste kind of like fresh food. I ate fresh fish, nothing like the ones in here, because it was caught right from the sea. We live in the local area there where fishermen lived as well. Um, no, eating foods from my childhood as well was a big kind of hit, something that I really missed. And yeah,
While you were back in the Philippines, was there anything you missed about the United States?
the Wi-Fi, the technology. We didn't have Wi-Fi, but it was very weak, so there was barely any kind of technological connection there or communication at all.
Okay. If you had a choice to change the past, would you still have migrated to the U.S.?
110%, I would have moved there.
Uh, what is the American dream to you?
Um, to me, it's just to find the job opportunity that I wouldn't have been able to get in the Philippines. Um, I don't know exactly what I want to do as a career in the future, but I think being able to attain that would be the American dream.
Okay. As an American, how are you getting along with your Filipino community?
We get along pretty well. My mom knows a lot of local Filipinos as well in San Francisco, people who came here a long time and also brand new as well. So I think there's a close group of Filipinos that we're used to talking to or hanging out. Even at work, I know a few Filipinos there that I've never met that were here for also a long time.
Okay. Any positive or negative experience you would like to share of living in the United States?
Um, I think the one biggest positive living in the United States is the education. I think it's incredibly broad, and these are some of the things that I wouldn't have been able to learn if I was in the Philippines. Uh, just the knowledge also of around the world. Living in the Philippines, knowing about the Filipino culture, learning about a little bit of English here and there, but it's nothing like here in San Francisco, especially kind of knowing other communities as well. Because if I lived in the Philippines, I would have only known Filipinos. I wouldn't have known people from all over the world for that matter. So I think that's one of the biggest positive things living in the U.S.
Okay. This concludes our interview. Thank you for taking the time to answering these questions for me.
Thank you.
Deuces.